Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here, talking about Ignites. We're talking about Clash of Rebellion. We have a new batch of Ignite cards. I like the fact that Ignites are pendulum. I mean, I think it's really cool. When I saw the first batch of cards, I was kind of trying to understand exactly the playstyle of the deck. Like, I understand that a lot of them blow other cards up, specifically like other Ignite cards. I know that they pretty much tutor for anything in the deck, like anything in the art type. I mean, they have crazy searchability, but it's like, doesn't it seem almost redundant considering that you already have like Rhoda and Summoner's Art to search them, you know, just in general. Now they are all fire and they're obviously all warrior, which is cool. I mean, I like my art types to have a synergy with each other. I like them all streamlined. Like if I can get an art type and the whole art type is dark and spellcaster like Gravekeepers and Shadows, it makes things a lot simpler and easier. All right, so new Ignite monster. First impressions, the dude kind of reminds me of Bumblebee from the Transformers. Little yellow Transformer turns to a Volkswagen Beetle in the old Transformer show, but for you newer guys, you know him from the movies where he turns into a Camaro. It kind of looks like him. He's got the flames coming out of his ears. This dude looks like, he kind of looks like a Transformer, doesn't he? And he looks like he's fucking ready to throw down. Like, he has the bazooka here and the spear here. Like, he looks like he's double ready to kick some ass. Anyways, 2,800 attack, 2,300 defense. I think we count 8 stars on this guy. I would assume that he's a fire warrior, and I would assume right. Let's see. You can target 3 Ignite cards you control, destroy them, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. I believe the other one had that effect too, the one that people assumed was the boss monster, or hell, I assumed it. Looks like this guy has the same exact summoning conditions. Once per turn, you can target one other face-up Ignite monster you control, return it to the hand, and if you do, put one monster your opponent controls on the bottom of the deck. I like that effect, I'm not gonna lie. Being able to spin a monster that you can't necessarily run over in battle, like if your opponent had a Valk, you could just spin it to the bottom of the deck. It seems cool. I'm still a little concerned about these summoning conditions, having to blow up 3 of my cards and then having to put another monster in my hand. That seems like a lot. Like, I wish honestly it could have targeted any card on the field, not just a monster. It's cool that it doesn't have to be a face-up monster, so you can actually, like if your opponent Book of Moon the monster or something like that to try and save it from something that you, like a Mirror Force or something like that, you can actually still spin that monster. I'm hoping that Ignites will somehow benefit from having their own cards blown up, because you know, with like Fire Kings, if they blew up their own cards, they, you know, like all triggered or something like that. With Knights or with Ignites, we don't really know if that's going to be the case, but this guy seems to be a ton to have to do. And then also once per turn, yeah, I can put monsters on the bottom, but each time I do that, I have to essentially give up a monster. I mean, returning it to the hand isn't killing it, but that is my normal summon. I mean, if I pendulum summon, it's all gravy, but outside of that, I mean, I don't want to have to normal summon to use the effect. All right, so it looks like they're getting a field spell. You can see that these are 2 Ignite monsters. I forget what this guy's name is, but I've seen him before. And this looks like a Phoenix. I don't know what that monster is, but it looks like a Phoenix, like Ignite's Order of the Phoenix. That's a Harry Potter joke, but I don't know how many of you guys actually watch Harry Potter. That movie was fucking awesome, by the way. All right, so it's called Ignition Phoenix. Cool. All right, it's a field spell card. Effect number 1, Ignite monsters gain 300 attack and defense. In the year 2015, I think I want a little more than 300 attack and defense. I mean, hell, even the ones in the olden days used to get 500. Quite frankly, I think because of power creep and shit, I think I want 700 attack and defense. That's just me personally. Like, if you look at a card like Madoche Chateau, I mean, that gives you 500 attack and defense, and it has like an extra effect on top of it. So why would I want 300? Like, why would I want something that's not as, like, why would I want stats that aren't even as good as Chateau? And Chateau came out of, like, what, Return of the Duelist, you know what I mean? Like, that was about the time Madoches were coming out, so I know it was around that time. Second effect, once per turn, you can target 1 Ignite card you control, destroy it, and if you do, add 1 Ignite card from your deck to your hand. Okay, this is an effect that I actually do like, because I just like being able to tutor. I like the fact that it doesn't have to be a monster, and I like the fact that I don't have to destroy a monster. I can destroy any of my Ignite cards, so I can destroy my back row and get my whatever I want, and the fact that I can destroy pendulum scales and still be able to get what I want. This card, the second effect seems great. The first effect seems like, would it have killed them to just give 700? That's all I'm saying. Would it have killed them? But I'm liking this one. I'm liking the second effect. And then it looks like Ignites are getting a continuous trap as well. It's called Ignite Burst, continuous trap card. Once per turn during your main phase, you can choose up to 3 other Ignite cards you control and destroy them. Then return a number of cards the opponent controls up to the number of cards the opponent controls to the owner hand equal, what? To the owner hand equal to the amount of cards destroyed. What the fuck? Was that English? Maybe I just misread that wrong. That could be a mistranslation. Let me just, what? All right, what I think it does is I think you get to destroy up to three of your Ignite cards, and then you basically get to put up to 3 monsters, or excuse me, 3 cards your opponent controls and bounce them into your opponent's hand. Now that seems really good. I would imagine if you're playing against Xyz, Fusion, and Synchro based decks, that just seems really, really good. The fact that it only works on your turn, that effect seems... Wait, no, is this a quick effect or not? It says once per turn. Actually, no, this could work on both players' turns. So that seems really, really good then. Because, like, let's say your opponent's going to pendulum, like with Cleafort, and is just gonna push your like crap in. You can just basically use this. You can blow up your pendulum scales, and then you can like bounce their monsters so that you don't get killed. Let's read the second effect. Effect number 2, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can choose 1 Ignite monster that is face up in your extra deck and add it to your hand. Okay, now that is a really practical effect that I like, because if I don't have pendulum scales, if I blew my own pendulum scales up and this card gets MST'd or something like that, then basically I can just get my monster right back, which means it can help me just go back into another pendulum scale. All right, so again, I'm still a little unclear of the playstyle of Ignites. Like, I'm still a little unclear on what their like win condition is and stuff like that. It isn't really clear, but I actually do think that they're pretty cool theme. I mean, the monsters all look fucking really badass. I like the fact that they revolve around fire and their fire attributes, because again, it's kind of underappreciated, and in recent memory, all fire really have to lean on is kind of like Infernoids, and before that, I can't even think of like the last thing, Fire Kings. You know what I mean? Fire King, Fire Fist. Like, it's been a long time since fire has been like really, really good. So let me know what you guys think of these 3 cards. Thank you for watching as always.